Hello YouTubers, gwguns.com right here, and we're going to make this short little video. I get a lot of 1911s. I get a lot of 1911s from gun show sales, so I just want to run through a really quick what you can do at a gun show when you buy your 1911 to make sure that you're getting something decent. Okay, this was a $350 purchase. It was a good deal. He thought it was great. Bought it to me, and we're going to go through the problems that this firearm has. First off is our slide fit. Of course, we're about as wobbly as we can get, right to left, up to down. It's not a big deal. You can fix this to some point, but you have to know how much you can. You can only squeeze this so far before it starts to crack on the edges down here, and you can only peen the top so far to get your vertical up and down. Most people say don't do that, it destroys the gun, blah 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 blah. This is a auto ordinance, so it's not a high dollar, it's not a big issue with this. You can certainly tighten it up for what it is. Trigger wise, frame wise, it's not too bad. Point out one thing. If you look at the ramp here, somebody has horribly cut this ramp. That's a very, very bad thing. The other thing that should have enlightened the person that bought this is the barrel. The bottom of the ramp barrel is completely ground out. The top of the hood is completely cut. And if you look down in the hole, you can see all the gall marks up here in the chamber. Okay? The biggest problem is down here at the ramp. They've cut the ramp back so far that when a shell comes in and sits flush, it no longer has any support on the bottom. So it makes it a very dangerous weapon because you have an extreme amount of shell that is not made to hold that pressure. So you're very susceptible to blowing out from the bottom. The other thing, you should always have a 1 to 2 jump from your ramp to your barrel. So if we look at this one closely, even ground to death, there's no jump between your barrel ramp and the barrel. That is a definite stop. Okay? If I put a new barrel in this, it's going to be even that far back, and it's going to be even more of a jump. You need whatever the distance this is from here is 1 to 2. It's a ratio. Can't explain that better to you. You need to know that. So if you look inside and all this is cut and ground to death, just walk away. The only thing we can do to try and save this frame would be to weld this entire area up and then regrind it to what it should have been. And then we could fit a new barrel to this to get the 1 to 2 jump. So the frame is history. The slide is not in that bad a shape. The only thing it has going for it was there was so little lockup that it has not worn out the back sides, which you want to look at these areas right here and make sure that they are not peened back and peened over and rolled edges. If they're not nice and sharp, then you can't do much with the frame. You would have to recut them and then custom fit a barrel, and that's very, very expensive. The third thing we don't have going for this is the slide to pin fit. Slide to pin fit is accuracy, because this is where your link goes in and it needs to be very tight. As you can see from this one, there's 10 to 20 thousandths of wobble. That's very hard to tell at a show. Easy way is, this is the side where your arm goes for the disconnect. This is the blank side of the pin. if you run your finger across there, you'll feel how sharp and raised this edge is. It's peened out, so it's majorly oversized, which requires an oversized link pin, which needs to be reamed, the hole here. The oversized link pin needs to be fitted, and then when you get done, the link in your barrel will need to be fitted for your oversized pin. And if you look at this link, you can just try and get a decent shot of the wobble here. I'll pull it all the way up and hold it with my finger. I mean, if your link pin fits your link like that, you're not going to hit the broadside of a barn at 25 feet. He brought it to me because the extractor did not extract. That was because the entire tip of the extractor is broken off. And as you can see, it should have a nice little hook right up here. It doesn't. So there's some quick things that you can check before you buy a gun. I mean, this is a $350 1911, and basically it's a $10 paperweight. So be careful what you buy. Look at it closely. If they won't let you disassemble it and feel and squeeze and look at stuff, then don't even buy it. Just walk away to the next table. The next guy has a nice one for $450, $500 that doesn't have all these issues. Okay, thank you. The other thing I left out here is the barrel bushing. If you look at the barrel bushing, this is the unlock position, and if I wiggle the bushing, it has very little play. This is your battery or lockup position. If we wiggle the bushing, it has an extreme amount of slop. And basically what that will tell you is the hole and or your bushing is open. So to fit a new bushing would be easy if this was all symmetrical and just loose. You could just buy an oversized bushing, cut it down, fit it to the frame. In this instance, it is oval this way. So what you would have to do would be round out the slide itself before you tried to fit a bushing to it, so that when it all went together, it didn't have all this vertical slop and it wasn't beastly tight when you try and open and close the slide. So this is a really quick to tell you how much wear you have on either your barrel bushing, and when your barrel bushing is not tight to your barrel, it starts hammering out your upper slide. So in this case, it's a very expensive fit for a new barrel bushing as opposed to just taking one and machining it and making it fit your bushing. So that's another really high added expense to try and get any accuracy out of this.